My name's Coyote, and today we're going to be talking about macros. For all you new players, macros are a great way to kind of help you do different things throughout the games. They can make things a little bit easier, or you can even do some pretty complex things. I'm going to show you some of the basics to get you going. If you want to learn more about the complex, I recommend checking out Wowhead or your class Discord, as they're going to have some amazing options that you can do with different stuff. So today, let's get into the basics of macros. All right, there are two major ways to get into your macros in the game. There's the long way and the short way. Here's the long way. You hit escape, you go to macros. You're going, okay, that wasn't that long, and you're right, but there's a quicker way, /M. Boop, there it is. As you can see, I have some general macros. The cool thing about general macros is you can put as many in here as you want, and these go to all your characters. It doesn't matter who I log into, they're always going to be there. I'll show you more on that coming up. But then you have your specific macros. I keep my food macroed for my mage, and that way it always makes the best water and food. And I'm going to show you how you do these. So we're going to go ahead and delete this one real quick. And I'm going to save it so that way it shows that it's deleted, right? Actually, you know what? We're going to start from the new. Let's do that. So we're going to create a new Conjure Food macro. I always put the question mark. Some people will actually put their own depending upon the ability. And I also like to label it usually in short things. So I usually use an acronym. So for this one, it'll be CF for Conjure Food. You're going to hit OK. The big thing that I always tell you to start off with your macros, especially if they're abilities, is always show tooltip. And that way, we're going to save this real quick. It'll always read what the ability does. We're going to actually not add this one in here real quick. We're going to just go ahead and put /cast Conjure Food. Wow, I spelled that right. Boop. And if it's the question mark, it'll flip over and it shows that. But now I'm going to add this one down to my bar. So now you look. So this one has show tooltip on it, right? And this one doesn't. But if you come down here, obviously you can see that it's got the tooltip information to let you know everything you would if you would go to your spell book. Let's go to Arcane. Conjure Water. Same thing, right? Now, if you look at the food macro, it just says CF, and I've got a little thing that shows me an add-on that helps me out right there that shows me different numbers. More on that in a different video. So that's why I always tell you to recommend. I always recommend putting #show tooltip. Nothing. You hit save. Boop. Conjure Food. That's as simple. That's it. And they can do some really cool stuff. I'm going to show you how we do a area effect one. This one's really good for mages, warlocks, and anything that's got like an AoE kind of spell. So druids coming up, when they finally get Hurricane, they'll be able to use this one. So this one, we'll do Flame Strike. All right. I want to be able to cast Flame Strike wherever my cursor is. So Flame Strike. We're going to go ahead and hit save real quick. All right. So now we're going to use this right here. Now it acts just like regular Flame Strike does, all right? But what if I want to take a few seconds off? Now, this is actually something what pro players sometimes do. I've seen them do it. So right now, you can see my macro and cast right there. But I wanted to cast at cursor without having the little green circle pop up. Well, we're going to fix the macro, all right? We're going to go back to our macro, and we are going to add, Flame Strike. We are going to add the add cursor stuff. I'm going to make a little, I'm going to leave it in the description, a place where you can copy and paste these, and then I'm going to show you a tip that I use for all my macros. So we're going to come here. It is going to be at cursor, close sign, and it'll be Flame Strike. All right, now watch this. Now we've saved it. And now it's casting Flame Strike without the green mark. And then it'll save you a little bit of time. Something to do if you want to. You don't have to. I kind of do this with all my AoE spells. It's a fire and forget kind of ability. I can cast it anywhere my cursor is. All right. There's more in-depth in macros. I'm just trying to show you a few basic ones that really help. I'm going to show you the one that if you're a warlock or a hunter, you're absolutely going to want to have. Now over to our pet classes, like our warlocks and our hunters. Whenever you attack, you usually have to wait to be attacked unless you physically tell your pet to attack itself. Mine's bound to control 1, So I'd have to tell him to do that. So I'm going to send him control 1. All right, look, he goes and attacks the cow. What if I would like to actually precast the spell with it? Well, that's where these PETATTACK macros come in to help, all right? Same thing applies. Here's how my macro is set up. / PETATTACK, all one word, and then it just follows the same simple principle that I showed you with the other ones. Hashtag ag show tooltip, cast shadow bolt. So now, as I'm casting shadow bolt, my pet goes and attacks. This works with both hunters and warlocks or any pet class. Something I mentioned earlier when making these macros that I didn't elaborate more on is the fact that they always make it at the highest rank unless told otherwise. And it's a very simple trick because sometimes healers don't want to cast the highest spell rank. Maybe they want to cast a lower one to kind of just top you off. It's a very simple fix. You go to your macro page, and in this case, we're going to actually use Arcane Intellect. So right here, I've got / cast Arcane Intellect rank 1. And if you look down here, Arcane Intellect rank 1. Now, if I try to cast this on myself, a more powerful spell is already active. That's because my AI right here is set for rank 2. So it's going to cast it at 2. When it comes to macros, I actually like to use Discord, though. Whenever I have a different macro that I want to save or share to my friends, I just come over here and I have a whole page called Useful Macros. If you have your own Discord page, just create a little side page for just words only. I've got tons of them in here. Show tooltip Blizzard, cast add cursor Blizzard. So I can just copy and paste these. These will actually, that way if you go from maybe retail to SOD, you can actually just take those with you that way because these macros in-game will not carry over to my actual regular retail version. Appreciate you tuning in to learn about macros. If you're a new player, hopefully this is going to push you to the next level. Maybe you're an old player and you figured out something for the first time. If you are, do me a solid, leave a subscription, drop a like on the video, and if you want to know anything more about macros, leave a comment and I will do my best to answer these questions. It's been Coyote helping you on your World of Warcraft adventure.